The buzz all summer long for the Warriors was about the blockbuster trade that landed Chris Paul in Golden State. The jury is out for how that trade will play out for the Warriors. It'll be interesting to say the least. One of the more interesting subplots of the Golden State season last year was Steve Kerr's unwillingness to fully trust and empower the young guys on the team, particularly Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. A lot of their potential minutes last year went to guys like Dante DiVincenzo, Ty Jerome, and Anthony Lamb, all who are no longer on the roster this season. From the outside looking in, it seemed like a point of frustration for Warriors fans. I'm not high on James Wiseman, but it seemed pretty clear to me that Steve Kerr wasn't interested in allowing him to work through his growing pains during the regular season either. Both Kuminga and Moody are now 21 years old, whereas the aforementioned guys are all in their mid-20s and had more experience as professional basketball players. Kuminga hardly played in the playoffs last year, but Steve Kerr finally found some trust in Moses Moody amidst their playoff run, and Moody played very well, shooting 59% from 3 across his 12 playoff games. With Jordan Poole headed out, it certainly leaves a vacancy in bench production where it seems like Moody can slide right in. Kuminga, on the other hand, his path to minutes isn't very clear behind Wiggins and Draymond, but it's extremely important that Kerr figures it out. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some preseason film of both Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, as they've been very impressive to me so far in their preseason. In my opinion, it is paramount to the success of the Golden State Warriors this year that Coach Kerr finds a way to empower both Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody if they have any plans on being contenders. The bill on Kuminga coming out of the G League and heading into the draft was that he was an extremely raw, unpolished talent with elite measurements and athleticism. Drafting him was making a bet that he can turn his natural given talent into something over the course of his first couple seasons in the NBA, and I believe he did that. In the preseason so far, Kuminga has done a tremendous job of utilizing his athleticism as a slasher. On this play, Kuminga does a really good job of reading his matchup and cutting straight to the rim when his man turns his back. When you're playing with someone like Stephen Curry, who demands a ton of attention beyond the three-point line, this is the kind of stuff that's going to be here for them all day long. He's also done a really nice job all preseason long of seeking out contact on the way to the rim and finishing strong through it. On this play, Kuminga gets the mismatch with the smaller De'Aaron Fox. He hits him with a double jab to catch Fox off balance, and then he takes him straight to the rim with Fox bouncing right off of him. Because of how athletic Kuminga is, he can very easily be utilized as a weapon in transition. He has shown the ability to change ends of the floor very quickly, and he often finds a lane to put himself in scoring position. Kuminga has also shown us that he's developed the ability to beat his man on the perimeter and get all the way to the basket. What sets these drives up for Kuminga is the development of his three-point shot. As a rookie, Kuminga probably wasn't even thinking about taking some of these shots. As a draft prospect in his one season with the G League Ignite, Kuminga shot just 25% from 3. Last season, Kuminga was extremely efficient all year long, averaging just shy of 10 points a game while shooting 52.5% from the field, 37% from 3, and 65% from the free throw line. Through his 3 preseason games so far, Kuminga is averaging a very respectable 47% from 3. I'm sure these numbers will drop over the course of a larger sample during the regular season, but the most promising thing to me is that he's been taking over 5 threes a game in the preseason. If this can become a reliable weapon for Kuminga with volume, he will become a very effective player for the Golden State Warriors. What's most important about these shots is not that they're going in, it's that he's taking them with very little hesitation, if no hesitation at all. In years past, he may have thought twice about being left open, but through his preseason stretch, if his defender is sagging, their hands are on their hips, or if a closeout is too late, Kuminga is letting that thing fly, and to me, it seems like Kuminga is finally playing with a free spirit with the sense of empowerment. This is something that needs to continue over the course of the regular season if they have any hopes of being a contender. During the season last year, when Kuminga played less than 20 minutes, he shot 40% from the field and just below 19% from 3, averaging less than 5 points a game. In the games where he played 20 or more minutes, he shot nearly 57% from the field and nearly 46% from 3, averaging just under 14 points a game. Obviously, this isn't a tell-all sign, but when Kuminga gets more minutes, gets a longer leash, and gets a legitimate opportunity, he has proven that he can be a really effective offensive player. Kuminga has also shown a lot of promise as an impactful defender, which I don't believe is anything new, but it's something they sorely need. With the core guys getting older in Klay and Dre, they both will eventually regress as defenders. Klay sort of already has regressed on the defensive end, and I'm sure Dre will regress a little bit as father time comes along. When Kuminga helps secure a defensive stop, his first instinct is to take off in transition and to try to make something happen. Kuminga has been extremely impressive so far, and he's been the NBA preseason scoring leader through 3 games with 26 points a night. Kuminga's teammate and NBA classmate in Moody has also been really impressive in his preseason outing so far. Moody found himself playing some productive minutes in the postseason last year, and he was very effective in those limited minutes. Moody is another weapon in the arsenal for Kerr that needs to be utilized more on a night-to-night basis. Moses is a knockdown shooter, as we know, but he also does a great job at attacking closeouts when the opportunities arise. When Moody is out there, he provides an escape hatch type of offense for the main guys as he continues to improve as a ball handler and a self-creator. In the short amount of time that we've seen him so far, Moody has shown that he could be a ball handler in pick and roll possessions as well. He certainly isn't going to blow you away with anything flashy, quick, or athletic, but Moody is a very technically sound offensive player, and he has the ability to get himself a clean shot when it's needed. Given the fact that both Moody and Kuminga are just 21 years old and both have already shown lots of promises, it's hard not to be excited about these guys moving forward. Neither one of these two may be superstars in their career, but it's nice to know that you may have some foundational pieces on your squad for the future when the big three decide to hang it up. One of the best aspects about having Chris Paul on this team, at least for this next season, is that you're introducing one of the greatest table setters that the game has ever seen. This will be fantastic for both Moody and Kuminga, as CP3 will do a good job of finding both of them in their spots to help get their offense going when things start to stagnate. I'm not exactly sure how CP3 fits into the picture with this team overall, but I guarantee he will be great for those two guys alone. There's also a greater than zero chance that Klay Thompson may not even be a Warrior after the season is up. With Klay being a free agent this season, as well as recent reports saying that there have been no progress between Klay and Golden State in contract talks, it certainly isn't a good sign. I'd say it's likely that Klay sticks around, but if the Golden State front office shortchanged Klay in contract talks, he could be gone. Preseason has been a lot of fun to watch for me so far, as there's been so much young talent around the league finally getting their opportunity to perform or show how much they've improved. If you guys want to see some other videos where I talk about some other guys who have played well in preseason, make sure you check them out before you leave.